Picture this. You're a regular patrol cop. Not the Hollywood hero solving big murders. Just a regular guy 3 years on the force. Most of your shifts are nothing but writing speeding tickets and telling teenagers to stop vaping in the Walmart parking lot. It's 2 a.m. You just pulled over a driver doing 20 over. You've run this exact same stop maybe 500 times already, so you're honestly a little bored. Already daydreaming about what you'll eat when your shift ends in 4 hours. You walk up and tap on the driver's side window. The guy in his mid-30s rolls it down. He's sweating hard, hands shaking on the steering wheel. He won't look you in the eye while fumbling for his license in the glove box, and he keeps nervously glancing at that unzipped bag sitting on the passenger seat. Something feels off. You're not panicking yet, but your hand instinctively drifts toward your holster. Then, suddenly, his hand darts to his waistband. You start to react, but he's faster. A blinding flash. Bam! That 9mm bullet is already ripping towards you at over 1,200 feet per second. It slams into your head before the sound of the gunshot can even reach your ears. Your vision fractures instantly. Everything collapses into a dark, twisted blur, long before the muzzle blast ever catches up. Oh, hey there. Before we sit here too long, mourning the fact that your frontal lobe just got turned into biological mush, let's play a quick game I like to call True or False. Hollywood has been lying to you for decades about what's happening inside your head right now. So let's clear the air while you still have a few neurons left firing. Round 1. When you get shot in the head, you fly backward like you just got hit by a car. True or false? Hard false. That bullet weighs less than a quarter. Physics doesn't let a tiny piece of lead turn you into a stuntman. Round 2. A headshot is always instant death. True or false? Not quite. If it nails your brainstem, the body's master-off switch, then yeah, lights out before you even hit the pavement. But if it hits anywhere else, there's a disturbing chance you'll stay semi-conscious for a few agonizing seconds while your system blue screens. Round 3. Blood sprays everywhere like a broken fire hydrant. True or false? This one's true. Your head is basically a pressurized container. Punctured, and it doesn't just leak, it sprays. Alright, now that we've separated the movie bullshit from your actual reality, let's talk about the cold, hard mechanics of what that 9mm round is really doing inside your skull. Let's talk about the projectile itself. That 9mm Parabellum, the most common handgun round in America. It weighs just 7.5 grams, but it leaves the barrel screaming at over 1,200 feet per second. That's faster than 800 miles per hour. Here's the creepy part. It's a silent killer. The bullet slams into your skull before the sound of the gunshot can even reach your ears. Your skull is only about 6.5 millimeters thick. When that copper-jacketed piece of lead hits it, the bone doesn't just crack. It explodes into a spiderweb fracture instantly. Those jagged shards of your own skull become secondary shrapnel, riding the bullets straight into your brain, shredding everything in their path. And your brain? It's 73 to 80% water, soft, like firm jello. Under that kind of supersonic impact, it acts like a non-compressible fluid, so the bullet doesn't just punch a hole. It creates two nightmares at once. A permanent cavity from the direct crushing path, and a massive temporary cavity. That shockwave balloons outward, stretching the wound track up to 10 times the bullet's diameter before the tissue snaps back. It's not a clean hole. It's a catastrophic ripple tearing through neurons, blood vessels, and connections in just milliseconds. The bullet strikes at millisecond 0. It punches in just above your left eye. Before you can even finish drawing your weapon, the world you know starts dissolving. In the first 100 milliseconds, the projectile tears straight through your motor cortex. It severs every signal racing down to your body. Muscle tone, gone, instantly. Forget the movies. You don't fly backward. Your legs just quit. Gravity wins, and you drop straight down in a limp, flaccid collapse onto the cold asphalt. first 5 seconds feel wrong. You're still semi-conscious, technically aware, but your brain is in the middle of a full system crash. Your eyes might still be open, yet everything looks fragmented. Shapes don't make sense. Colors bleed together into a dark, hazy mess. You desperately want to reach for your radio, call for backup, but the connection between thought and movement is completely severed. Your arms won't listen. Blood just keeps pouring from the exit wound. Between 5 and 15 seconds, your brain activity starts its terminal dive. Neurons are dying by the thousands every single second. Mechanical damage plus sudden oxygen loss. Your body might twitch and spasm, those are the famous death throes, but you're not controlling them. Just random motor neurons firing their last pathetic signals as their membranes fail. By 15 to 25 seconds, your heart starts skipping beats. It's struggling hard, but there's no oxygen left to keep it going. You manage one final, ugly gasp, that agonal respiration. It's not real breathing, just your brainstem's last desperate attempt to stay online. Then, right around the 2-3 second mark, your heart stops completely. All electrical activity flatlines, and you slip into clinical death. But what does this actually feel like while the lights are flickering out? No cinematic, life flashing before your eyes bullshit. No profound final thoughts or poetic closure. None of that. Instead, it's just profound, overwhelming confusion. The bullet moves so fast it wrecks your neural pathways before your brain can even register pain or fear. There's no gentle slide into darkness like falling asleep. It's a sudden, brutal disconnection. Your intentions in your body get completely severed. Thoughts refuse to form. You have this desperate, lingering awareness that something just went horribly wrong, but you can't grab onto it. It's like waking up from a vivid dream and immediately forgetting every detail. No tunnel of light, no big epiphany, just a catastrophic system error as your internal operating system crashes hard. In simple terms, it feels exactly like your brain is at 99% on a critical Windows update, and someone walks over and yanks the power cord straight out of the wall. Here's a quick reality check. Not all headshots are created equal. If you catch a standard 9mm round, your survival odds sit around 15 to 20%, but only if it misses your brainstem, and you get immediate top-tier medical help. Switch to a 45 ACP, those odds drop to about 10%. It's slower but heavier, so it carves out a much bigger permanent cavity. Messier, deadlier. Now, if it's a rifle, something like an AR-15 firing 5.56 NATO, everything changes. That bullet screams in at over 2,800 feet per second. It tumbles, fragments, and basically liquefies your brain tissue with massive shock waves. Survival rate, under 2%. And the few who do survive are almost never the same again. A shotgun at close range? 0%. Your skull just disintegrates. Game over. For you in that uniform tonight, here's the sobering part. Roughly 50 to 60 police officers are shot and killed each year in the United States. A lot of them during routine traffic stops, just like this one. But zoom out. Police run about 18 million traffic stops a year. Only 30 to 40 of those end with an officer getting shot. Your chances on any single stop? About 1 in 450,000. Still, the math doesn't matter much when that 1 in a million moment finds you. Getting killed by a headshot is fast, confusing, and way more common than you think. The good news? You don't really suffer. It's not agony. It's just pure confusion and your brain short-circuiting. The bad news? There are no goodbyes, no profound last words, no closure. Just one overwhelming moment of what the hell just happened. Then, nothing. That's why you should learn to appreciate the boring shifts, the quiet traffic stops where nothing happens, the nights you actually get to clock out, drive home, and crash on your couch. Because the alternative is becoming just another case number over a routine speeding ticket. If you found this little clinical tour of mortality useful, Hit that subscribe button. I've got more where this came from. And hey, maybe take an extra second to check your rearview mirror before you step out of the car next time. I'll still be here, but your life might not be.